Okay. Hi there, this is Ray with Easy Simple Mechanic, and today we're going to take a little break from that 1929 Model A because we have a surprise. We had a neighbor come by yesterday that has something in his garage that won't start. Plus there's something in there that he also has that I'm interested in, at least for me, but I don't know if he's going to be willing to sell it. So but in case, let's get over there to see him and see if we can help him get his car started. Now I understand it's a classic car, so we're gonna go see what it is and check it out. So stay with us, let's get on with it. Well, it's nice to get this Raptor out for a little bit and get a little ride and go see what's going on with this neighbor. So let's get over there and see what's going on. Today I'm bringing my assistant. So for those of you that don't know my assistant, say hello, Mari.
Hello.
Yeah, so now you see what I came to look at. It's a 1949 F1 Ford. So we're gonna get down here and go take a look at it. Okay folks, so here we have some awesome Ford. For those of you that are Ford fans, like them. And I got the owner here, Mr. Chris Groves.
Chris Groves, yes.
Yeah, he's my neighbor, and so we're gonna see if we can't do something with this 68 Fastback. Wow, nice. And for me, I like these old trucks. As you guys know, I mentioned that a lot when I'm working on my 29. I keep saying that it's a cab. You know, when I'm putting the body on the frame, I keep referring to it as a cab. It's because I'm a truck guy. But anyways, this is a 1948? 49 Ford F1. And in here, you can see this all original. Really nice truck in here. Man, you just don't find these anymore. This little truck here's got the original flathead V8, as you can see there, with a single barrel carburetor. Nice little truck, all original. Man, this is a nice truck. So let's look at this 68 Fastback to try and see what we've got going on here. Let me go around the other side so I don't trip over all the cords, but look at this. Man, I'll give up a day of work in my garage to come and look at stuff like this any day. This is nice. You can see, and let me take a look on the inside here. This is all very nice, very original. And I've already asked, guys, so if you're thinking about it, I don't think he's too interested in getting rid of these guys. I don't blame him, I wouldn't either. But here we are, we've got a 302. It looks like it's got a Holley, maybe a 600 or 7, what is that, a 750 or something? I think 750, yes sir. Yeah, 750 Holley on it. Looks like it's had the ignition upgraded, and so that'll be something that we need to check on. It's got the ignition upgraded so it doesn't have the points anymore. So I guess we'll just start to troubleshoot. So let me get some tools down and see what we can do. All right, starting off here, so the first things that we needed to check for, the car does crank. So we know that it's cranky. That's step number one. And so the next step is to check to see if we've got fuel. And we check down the carburetor, and all you have to do is kind of look in here and push the, like this, and you can see it squirt fuel in there. So you know that it's getting fuel into the engine. So, you know, you've eliminated the issue of not getting fuel. So now the next thing is to check for spark. So the way we're going to check for spark is we went ahead and pulled the number one spark plug right here on this cylinder, because that's easiest on Fords. And we took a look at the spark plug, and these are fairly new plugs, but they smell a lot like fuel. So it's either doesn't have spark or it's running rich when it does run. But another thing that we noticed, just kind of looking it over generally, is that the vacuum hose to the power booster was disconnected off of the back of the carburetor, and they have it installed right in the base plate there of the carburetor. So I don't know if it's getting enough vacuum through there for the power booster. So this thing may need to get a vacuum installed on the manifold, because that's what you need, manifold vacuum. But in either case, I guess that manifold doesn't have a place to put one on that I could see, at least right now. So we're just gonna plug it back into the back of the carburetor for now. And then we're gonna go ahead and try and crank it and see if we're getting spark to this plug over here. So Chris, if you'll do me the honor of cranking it over.
Okay. Everything clear?
Yep. And I'm just gonna look, if you'll look here, you should be able to see a spark on that spark plug if you're getting spark to it.
Here we go.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. I don't know how to put it so I can see a spark. Okay, try again. Okay. Oh, I saw one spark after like 3 cranks, and it was a big yellow spark, so we need a nice blue spark. Go ahead and crank again. Okay, so something is going on here that we're not getting a good blue spark. We got one spark after like 3 cranks, and it was a big yellow spark. So I don't know if it's not cranking because your spark plugs are already fouled, or if it's because of some other reason. So we'll go to the next step. Okay, so now what we did is we took this cable off of the top of the distributor here so that we can determine whether the spark is coming to the distributor or if it's something else. So we want to check the spark directly from the coil. And so I put the screwdriver in here on the end of this coil wire, and I put it up against this valve cover, and I'm going to have Chris crank it. Go ahead, Chris.
Here we go. Watch that fan.
I got it. Okay, good. Hold on. I felt that one. And you guys got to be careful, because if you put yourself in the path of that spark, it is a strong spark. So, okay. Okay. You guys got to see that huge spark that came out of there. So, obviously, this thing's got an awesome ignition. It should be firing everything correctly. So now let's take a look and see why that spark either isn't getting to the plugs. It is giving a good strong yellow spark, like almost more than blue. So that's kind of the spark that we were getting from the spark plug, the only thing, it wasn't hitting every time. So we got to check and see what's going on inside the distributor cap and see why that spark's not getting to the spark plugs. Okay, so we checked everything here on this thing, and we found that, well, first we checked to make sure the coil wire was good. So we unhooked it from the top of the cap. So from the top of the cap, and we put a screwdriver in the end of this plug wire, the coil wire, and we held it up close to the deal, and you saw that it sparked, right? Well, then we checked the number 1 cylinder plug wire to the spark plug by taking it off and hooking it up directly to the coil wire, and we saw that it had spark, so we know the coil wire is good. So we figure, okay, the problem has to be inside this distributor. Well, what was happening is that it was in, and during one of the cranks, we noticed that something felt like it was shorting out. So we went ahead and pulled this cap off and the bottom plate off of the cap. And what we found is these leads right here that go to the pickup, the electronic pickup module. And it looks like they got caught inside or on this little pickup cam that's on this distributor. Okay. The other thing we noticed is that this distributor was off like a tooth, so it was really jammed up against the stop. So we went ahead and pulled the distributor up and turned it over 1 tooth. So now we've got plenty of adjustment here for the timing. But in reality, the issue is right here on these wires right here, right? So one of them is broken all the way through, this little purple one. So there's no contact. That's why it's not giving a spark. And this one here is also cut. It's not cut all the way through. So that one we might be able to put some tape on that or something and try to pin it back or something. And the other one is going to need to be repaired. Maybe use some shrink wrap on it, cut it, and use some shrink wrap, and then we'll try it. Okay, guys, so we've got this distributor cap back on there. Once we fix that pickup, those wires that were busted on the pickup, and we got the cap back on, we got the rotor back on. And so what we did was I just went ahead and put the timing more or less where we think it needs to be for this thing to fire up. I don't have my old timing light with me, so I can't really set the timing where it needs to be. And this is a performance engine, so this is something that's gonna have to be set. But there's some surface rust on the vibration damper there on the crank, so you can't really see the marks. But what I tried to do is I tried to advance it enough, because it looks like this thing isn't using the vacuum advance. So I advanced it enough to keep the idle up. We might need to adjust the idle down once we get it running, but we'll see where that winds up being if this thing cranks. Chris, you want to go ahead and crank that up and see if this thing will run? I anticipate it will, but we'll see here. Right up. So. Yeah, this has got some performance parts in it for sure. That sounds actually pretty good there. I might have to adjust the timing down just a little bit. Sorry about the noise there, it's loud. But we might have to adjust the time, the idle down just a little bit if it's too high, but I think that'll do it. What do you think?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Are you a happy guy?
I am. I chased this for 3 days and I did not know where to start. So I started with the MSD box, the coil, and all it was a wire.
Yeah, it was a wire on the pickup for that electronic distributor. And unfortunately with these caps is you can't really see that because it had the cap, the other cap covering that stuff
Absolutely.
up, right? So that's how you go about troubleshooting these old guys. You got to start from square one, don't miss anything, and pretty much these things can be fixed. So I guess we're good to go.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Thank you, and thanks for letting me video your cars here. Awesome cars. Here it is, 68 Fastback and a 49 Ford F1. It's one of my dream vehicles here, so hopefully one of these days I'll get one of those. So we'll see how we get there. Well, folks, and I guess that's gonna do it for this episode. So if you liked what you saw, please like, share, subscribe, hit the like button, or thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter. But thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.